Hello guys, I have the opportunity to experiment with a little guy that he's a yogi frog and he's ceramic and has absolutely no value other than sentimental for my yogi guy. And a big bottle of water got dropped on him and broke his foot. See that hole? That's supposed to be a foot. So I have the opportunity to practice with some supplies and fix this little frog ribbit. Anyway, this is Vicki and I have no idea. I know where I'm going and I know where I want to end up, so I'm not totally wandering around in the forest. So I'm waiting on my glue gun to heat up. Won't take it too long and I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm using some skinny craft sticks and my hot glue gun. And this is what I've done, is I've broken those sticks and firmly anchored them in with a whole stick of hot glue, and they are rigid. And that's what I'm going to build my framework on. And so he'll have a thumb coming up and two toes, and I might put another toe. In fact, I think I will. How many toes do a frog have? Alright, here's the foil wrapped around the stick. The sticks, I've kind of formed some toes. And I'm going to wrap the foil with some plain old masking tape. To make sure it stays on there. This masking tape is performing the function of keeping the foil pieces stable. Alright, there's that stage. Now, the shopping center where he's located is doing a massive renovation. And I picked this up out of the parking lot one day. This is a mesh that's used when they're putting on fake stucco. So I'm going to wrap some of this around and glue it. Don't ask me why I'm doing that, because I don't think I need it. On to the main event. This is a tray that Patty Tolly Parrish told me about. And you set the height of this for how thin you want your clay. And I am going to use a new product for me, but I've had this for a long time. Natural white paper clay. And this air dries hard. And then I can paint it and seal it. But I think this 1/16 is a little bit too 3/16. These little things are different cuts. Here's a 1/8. I think I'm going to do 1/8. And I don't want to lose my little rubber bands. I'll probably get some more from a kid that's wearing braces, but 1/8. So I'm going to put these up. Yeah, that'll be about right. I'm just kneading it to get a feel for what it's doing. I've got clean water. I'm going to add a little bit of water because it felt a little bit on the dry side. This little rolling pin thingy holds the stores all the little sticks. It's like rolling out a pie crust on a dry summer day. Let's switch back to the 1/16. Now I'm reminding myself to be sure that I clean all this up because I don't want this clay to dry on my tools. Alright, we're back the next day. This was a thin coat of paper clay, and it sounds dry, and I've never been very patient, so we're going to proceed. It was very thin. Y'all saw me roll it out to a 1/16 of an inch. And now what I'm going to do is put PaverPol, I'm not sure how you say it, over this to give it a smoother edge, and it will also seal it. And I have some of that left from my last project. Anyway, this is the PaverPol. I was just thinking, have I waited long enough for it to be dry? And it's been 24 hours, so we're going to proceed. I'm using some real fine chiffon fabric. I used to needlepoint on silk gauze like that back in the day. I just put plastic wrap over this old cup, so I had a little bit left, and it's still good almost a week later. So I'm going to brush this. It's a little bit thick, but it'll be okay. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to treat this kind of like a collage. I guess that pink is coming out of my brush. And I'm going to be painting this. This is transparent PaverPol. And I'm going to be painting it to try to match the rest of it. This stuff sets up pretty good, pretty quick. I don't know if this is a right or a wrong way to do this, but it doesn't matter because it's what I'm doing. Gosh. Got a frog in my throat. Well, humor there. This little froggy will be ready to go courting here in a little bit. Alrighty, he's got one coat of fabric on him. I've covered up all the clay. And he's going to go outside to dry. There's another little spot I missed. Little yoga frog has been left alone for 3 or 4 days. And I'm going in with a sand it tool. This looks to be the coolest thing ever. And I found them. Terry Sproul's the one that I saw him using. She was using them. This particular one is medium fine grit. It's got a sander on either end. And I'm going to see what happens. Basically it sands through the fabric and everything, but if I can get it a little bit smoother. This is cool. And so much easier on your fingers. When I use regular sandpaper, it just tears my fingers up. Kind of like shining a shoe. Now I'm never going to approximate the finish on his body because I'm using repair materials because this is ceramic, and unless you're going to replace ceramic with ceramic and fire it, you're not going to get there. So you get as close as you can. Man, I love this tool. It's leaving a little bit of color, a little bit of dark color, but that's okay because the next step on this little guy is painting. I even put some pieces of fabric over here, remember, so I can get some similar texture. That is a must-buy tool. Again, sand it. And they're made for the Orion Products Group. Alrighty, now I get the fun of matching the color. And I already tried a little bit of Deco Art Traditions warm white, and it's a little bit too warm, so I'm going to mix up a little bit of warm white with titanium white and get the best of both worlds. I'll get a white that is in between. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's going to be a perfect color. Okie doke, I've done two colors. I'm going to two coats. Putting the marks back on the toes. Very loose. There you have it. This little frog went to yoga.